Howdy. Hello, this is Coyote Peterson, and welcome back to the Sega journey. Last week's episode was a bit of a bummer. This game is just the worst, but I'm more than thrilled to say that we're going to make up for it this week. This is a really interesting selection of games we've got here, and I'm just excited to talk about them. So, let's get right into it. Our first game today is a little game called Flicky. Now, if you're familiar with Flicky, you may know it better for its Sega Genesis version. The SG-1000 version is quite different. If I could compare this game to anything, it would probably be Mappy. I played a ton of Mappy as a kid. This is my first time ever playing Flicky, and I'm really bad at it. In the game, you play as a big bird who is responsible for collecting a lot of little birds and keeping them away from the cats trying to eat them. Additionally, you can pick up items around the level and throw them at the cats as kind of offensive weapons. And you jump over the cats, you dodge the cats, and you try to collect as many birds and bring them to the exit as possible. So it's reminiscent to Mappy and the whole kind of cat and mouse dynamic, although in this case it's cat and bird. The level layout is pretty similar. You're going to be doing a lot of jumping back and forth between floating platforms. But it is ultimately its own game. And I could see this game being pretty fun, but it's not really for me. First of all, I'm really bad at it. You'll be able to see in this footage, I never quite made it past level 2. In fact, I really struggled to make it past level 1. Part of it is I'm not really used to this game. Another part of it is the SG-1000 port for this game isn't really the best. I mean, it's playable, it's fine, but the actual challenge of the game seemed to come more from wonky jump detection and frame drops than, you know, real challenge. So it's an interesting game, pretty fun, very challenging. Probably not the best port. If it looks fun to you, I would recommend going to play the Genesis version because it looks much better in my opinion. But it's a fun little game I had never heard of and I hadn't played until today, so I'm happy to cover it. So, that's Flicky done. Let's move on to our next game, which is a shooter. Golgo Golgo 13 is kind of weird. I briefly considered looking up the manual to understand what's going on in this game because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense when you first play it. But I think I get it. You seem to play as a gangster who is shooting at a train, shooting the windows out on a train so that the train's prisoners can escape. It's the best I got. And this game's kind of fun. I'm a big fan of shooters where you have to shoot at something in the distance, but pay attention to stuff in the foregrounds that might block your shot. And this game does that concept pretty well, and it's really fun. Again, I'm not very good at it. That's kind of a theme of this episode, but I had a fun time with it. I like the art on the title screen, and the music is, you know, pretty cool. Same goes with Flicky, I forgot to mention it, but the music in all three of these games is pretty good. I think we're finally getting into the era where Sega was learning how to do good music. Above and beyond the music, the game looks really nice. The art on the title screen's really expressive, and I like the look of the in-game worlds, the buildings going by in the background, the various planes of perspective. It's all very good. And as all arcade games like this go, you keep going for various rounds and the game gets more and more difficult, throws more and more stuff at you, and as early shooters go, I enjoy it. And these two games that I've opened with are pretty fun, but let's not kid ourselves, the real star of this show is Girls' Garden. So without further ado, let's get to that. Girls' Garden is really good. It's potentially the best game on the SG-1000 that I've played so far. The main purpose of this game is just to be, you know, really cute. Like, this game's really cute. I mean, the premise of the game is that there's a man and a woman living by themselves in the wilderness, and the man sends the woman out to get him a certain amount of flowers while she has to avoid drowning in the river or getting mauled to death by bears. Furthermore, the only thing driving the woman on her quest is her love for the man, which diminishes more and more each time she's savagely attacked by nature itself, and when she is finally fatally wounded, the last thing we see is her very last drop of love, personified as a heart floating above her head and breaking. You know, cute stuff. This game really does a good job of teaching kids, you know, the futility of love, the hopelessness of devotion, and our own inevitable mortality and eventual demise. Anyway, the gameplay is pretty fun. The objective of the game is to collect flowers, and you have to collect flowers that have fully bloomed. You can collect mostly bloomed flowers for points, but your objective is going to be collect a certain amount of fully bloomed flowers. And if you collect a dead flower, it subtracts fully bloomed flowers from your total. So you have to be a little bit strategic about when and where you pick up flowers. And ultimately, when you have all your flowers, you have to make your way back to the base where the man is waiting for you and you can get married. All while dodging streams and bears and using honeypots as traps to lure the bears away from you. It's really ambitious for its time, and it's just really, really fun. I greatly enjoyed my time with this game. I really like the whole growing flowers mechanic because it adds an interesting layer of strategy. It's like, this flower is almost bloomed. Do I take my chances with dodging these bears until I go to get that flower? Or do I just like run and gun, pick up everything I see and hope that everything spawns in a pleasing way? It's surprisingly deep gameplay-wise, and it's just great. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's just really, really cool. And this game goes in the Hall of Fame for SG-1000. What is that? Like, this... safari hunting, space slalom, that's about it. I can't remember the games I played, are you kidding me? So yeah, I don't know if I really have anything else to say about these games. You know, they're all fun. Definitely play Girls Garden if you haven't. I highly recommend it. If you're a fan of Flicky on the Sega Genesis and you want to see like an older version of it, you could check out the SG-1000 port. It may not be to your liking, but you know, it's worth a shot. And Go-Go 13's kind of a fun little gangster shooter. And yeah. It's funny, last episode kind of left me feeling hollow. And this one does too, because last episode all the games were so bad that I was just beaten down. This episode, all the games are so good, I barely have anything to talk about. It's like, they're good, go play them. So yeah, this series has become perfectly balanced as all things should be. Hopefully the next episode entails some really, really freaky stuff. I am at peace. I feel very zen-like. And you know what? I hope you have a good day. This has been the Sega Journey. Thanks for not talking about my hat, because it's here to stay. Every episode. This is my new look. Get used to it. Bye!
You're too slow!